Hello world. Hi universe. Hey everybody. I am Shayla Jade and this is Chocolate Cake 101. So welcome back to my channel. I hope the music's not too loud. Today's video is requested and as you can see, there's love in the air. So today is February 14th. In the spiritual community, time isn't real and all that wonderful stuff. So you believe what you believe, but I'm always down for love. And I woke up to roses this morning, and I got a rose yesterday from a young man, a young little Spanish kid. He's like, I got a rose for you. I said, no you don't. Y'all them chulos love me. They call me Linda. Okay, all right. Let me just do some small little disclaimers and whatever information, and then we're gonna go straight into the video. So first of all, my name is Shayla Jade. I am Shayla Jade. This is Chocolate Cake 101. You can find me on YouTube, on YouTube, Chocolate Cake 101, on Instagram at I am Shayla Jade, Twitter, I am Shayla Jade. Everything's really I am Shayla Jade. TikTok, I am La Gorgeous Genius. Like la señorita, la gorgeous genius. So that's my channel. Today's video is requested, like I said. Last night was the Super Bowl and I was on a Valentine's date, and I got this message on my phone, which I'd show you, but I'm actually for the first time not recording on this iPad, but recording on my actual phone. But anyway, it was from this beautiful stranger who was very appreciative of the spiritual rant video. So if you have not seen that video, it is on YouTube. It's on this page. It is called Spiritual Rant. I posted it 12/31/21, but I filmed it during Lionsgate. I filmed it August 8th. So actually pretty good. So check that out. Whew, it really helped her out of a tough spot. So she was very appreciative and she requested that I talk about the masculine, feminine energy. So today's video is about masculine, feminine, and I thought that was good, seeing as today is what they call Valentine's Day. Shout out also to my friend. His mom got me this dope ass mug for Black History Month. She said, Happy Black History Month. So, I love being black. So thank you. Everyone knows I love mugs. And you might see my feetsies in the video. And also the mirror. I'm at my friend's house. So life is always good. Alright, let's get into the video. So the first thing I thought is that a lot of people that live a less spiritual lifestyle may or may not understand divine masculine, divine feminine. It sounds esoteric, I guess it is. Yeah, it is esoteric. It sounds esoteric and silly, right? But masculine, feminine energy is in everyday life, and it is a thing all over. So it's pretty fucking important, and we're gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna make this too long. I was actually supposed to talk about this in my tarot series. I'm still going to do that when I talk about the Emperor and the Empress, okay? And for more on this topic, stay tuned, or you can go online and check it out, because this is where people talk about twin flame energy, and then like the toxic masculine, and narcissist empathy, and relationship styles. Like, this ties into all of that. So let's just get into it. What is divine masculine, divine feminine? It's actually not, before I even talk about that, it's hard to talk to you guys about what it is and what it isn't without talking to you about all these other things. So first of all, I have a video and I have to redo it about the laws of the universe and then terminology, because a lot of people don't understand things, because when we think of two different things, when we think of the same word, we're thinking of two different things. We have two different perspectives on the same thing. So it's hard to, so yeah, keep that in mind. With all of my content, you want to have an open mind to it. Whether you've seen my definitions video that I haven't even posted yet, but I will, whether you've seen that or not, you want to have an open mind that everyone has different definitions of words based on our life, our own life experience, okay? But then we also want to talk about polarity, duality. Oh my gosh. It's hard to talk about this subject without talking about Sigmund Freud or Darwin. And then, I don't know if you guys heard of, I didn't know what to call it, so I looked it up. The parthenogenesis theory. Parthenogenesis. I think it's called true parthenogenesis. It's PARTHENOGENESIS. Genesis. GENESIS. Basically, this is a new theory or a debate that you do not need a Y chromosome or masculine energy to reproduce. So basically, this whole time when the girl was saying, I don't know who my baby daddy is, she might not have one. And this is not a new theory. Science pretends like this stuff is just discovered, but I believe it was like in the 1940s where they even made it into a law or a theory, thanks to Sigmund Freud, I think, that women even need men to procreate. Up until then, it was believed that a woman could procreate without a male presence. This is not the video for that discussion, okay? So you have your opinion or you don't, but leave me out of it. All right. Also, it's also hard not to talk about what happened that day in the garden in Eden. That's going to be for another episode, because I'm going to talk all about Inky and Enlil and the experiment and the agenda for that. But that's a whole nother topic. All right. Leaving aside all that, when you talk about polarity, just in a nutshell real quick, polarity is when you think of reality and how life is going, polarity is all the ways this could be lived out. Not just you, but like all the ways this flower arrangement, all the ways this cup could have been, all the way you could be experiencing everything around you. They say that God is you personified, and they say that there are endless dimensions. So polarity are all the different ways. If you want to think of fear, all the different ways fear could play itself out. Fear of this, fear of that, fear of this, fear of that. It can play itself out in anger, in hatred, in jealousy. And so it's just all these different dimensions, densities, realities. And duality is the two opposite sides that are so far apart from each other that they're actually touching. So it's kind of like that point where, where here becomes there, that thin line between love and hate. It's so far apart, but it's actually right beside each other. It's Inky and Enlil. It's God and the devil. We're getting deep already. So the reason why that is important is because in this third density plane where everything is physical, right? Everything's physical. Man and women are the two most opposite polarities of yin and yang, of that energy. And what you see is that being played out. A vagina is inward, she receives. A male is outwards. I didn't even put this here for that. And he gives. So the characteristics of the two, right? When you think of the two, the masculine energy is your sun. The feminine energy is the moon. Masculine energy is electric. He is the creation. He is the doer. He is the protector. He is the beer. He is the action. The feminine energy is the intuition. She is the moon. She is magnetic energy. She receives whatever the sun gives her and she makes of it a new life. She makes of it a new whatever. She makes new creation out of it. Just like what a woman will do, right? So for a man, or sorry, and that was one of the first things I wanted to say. Try not to think of this as man, woman. Just think of it as archetypal energies, okay? A masculine energy. Think of like there's two sides of a battery. One gives and the other receives. But that receiving energy is the energy that takes and makes something new of that energy. The reason why I'm saying it like that is because a lot of times that negative energy is perceived as being bad or dark or whatever, and that's not like that at all. Dark isn't bad. It's a misunderstanding for another day. And negative isn't bad. That's a misunderstanding for another day. But anyways, the masculine energy is left brain, logical. That's the analytical, protector, the doer. I don't want to. Well, we're not gonna get there yet. The feminine energy is right brain, intuitive, creative. I said the moon, magnetic, the thinker, the nurturer, the empath. Oh, I just said it. Anyways, so those are their actual characteristics. I'm gonna continue. In fact, I think I'm gonna stop. Hi.
Hello there.
How was your day?
Not too terrible.
Wonderful.
How about yours?
It's been a wonderful day.
Solid?
Solid.
Pretty good. Very good. Getting some content in.
Getting some content in.
Am I interrupting?
Never. Can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Can you press stop? I have the other buttons over there. Can you just press stop on my phone? Boom. And so yesterday turns into today, which turns into tomorrow. Today is the 16th. Chocolate Cake 101. We're just gonna keep right around going because if I keep playing with this too much, I'm never gonna get it done. You guys who know me know that. Few things I want to say. I gotta hurry up and use these roses. That's why they're in here. They're props today, but soon I'm gonna go through them and find out which ones are going to be rose oil and which ones are gonna be rose water, because I want both, and all these can't be rose water. I had 2 Valentine's days. I'm a loved woman. What can I say? And speaking of which, shout out to T for this awesome mug. Everybody buys me mugs. Him and his mom, right? Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. This was actually purchased in Santa Monica. I remember. I will put the vendor because cool people. All right, let's get back into it. So I really didn't want to do a chronological story of how, I did not want to do like, and this and that, like a list. I wanted to tell you guys a story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue and I'm going to tell you a story, and then that's going to get into everything. All right, so I don't know when this happened. The thing about history, you guys, is it's exactly what it's called. It's his story. The information, if you haven't seen what's happening with, critical race theory, where they're trying to change what they teach the children, this is not a new thing. This has been happening. They keep manipulating life and then manipulating history. And that's exactly what's been going on. There's so many chunks missing. But once upon a time, and it's not missing, I just haven't done the research yet. Our society, our cultures, the worldly cultures were more of a monarchy. A monarchy? Sorry. matriarchal system. Matriarchal, when you first think of matriarchal, you think of more of a feminine energy when it comes to societies. But really that just means it was more emotional, it was more creative, it was more artistic. Like the arts were big, theater was big, music was big, it was creative. Things were, think of like a land where things were colorful and people were free thinkers. So that's more of a matriarchy. It does not mean that the masculine was not there, because the masculine was always there. So yesterday or 2 days ago when I was talking about, I only have 3 pieces of paper, where is it? When I was talking about parthenogenesis, just because, and like I said, that's a debate for another day, and I do want to have that debate, just not today, but just because, even if you think of a land that maybe didn't have men, it still had masculine energy, because masculine energy has nothing to do with man. That's, like I said, that is the lowest polarity, the lowest form, the most extreme case when you talk about polarities and duality. So, whatever happened that made our world more patriarchal, the people that had shit to do with it were coming from a wounded, or you could say a toxic, or I like to say ill-dignified. So they were coming from, I'm gonna flirt with the camera, because that's what a feminine does. They were coming from a wounded or a ill-dignified standpoint. So what I mean is, and this happens in this culture too, for some reason people think that if I'm going to be more powerful, then how I gain power is to take away your power. And that is wrong, and it's stupid, and it doesn't work, because if I come from a low frequency trying to tear you down to bring myself up, I'm still going to stay on that low frequency. I'm getting a phone call. I'm still going to stay on that low frequency. It's just that I'm also bringing you on the low frequency. And so that's what's happened over time. Men didn't come up. Everybody came down. So what this looks like is leaving emotions out of things, becoming more of a stoic society. And that looks like in the classroom, telling kids not to daydream, telling kids not to be creative, telling people not to be creative. We don't need you to think, Bob. We just need you to press these buttons, okay? Taking music out of school, people not wanting to dance and move their body, sexualizing, demonizing women, demonizing sex, demonizing a lot of these passions that are creative, making them taboo, telling women that they have to hide themselves. And I want to be very careful with that, because I do understand that in a lot of these societies where women hide themselves, a lot of them in their minds hide themselves because of their own free will. And this has to do with wanting to stay in this divine feminine aspect of, you can't look at me until I say that you can look at me, or you can't look at me until you are worthy to look at me. I'm not going to describe that very well on this video. In the English language, there's not really a word to describe the essence that I'm talking about. I understand it, but I'm not sure how to explain it. And I think a lot of people struggle with how to explain that type of essence. But it's this divine, regal essence. But it's also sacred. Like, what is it? Fragile like a flower, or fragile like a bomb. It's fragile like a bomb. So